Yeah, but it's a dry heat. If you live here, you've heard that one before. Today, we're going to talk about the weather in Las Vegas. How bad does it really get? And the survivalism of the fittest during the summertime. I'm going to talk about that whole it's a dry heat people will always throw out to you. How it gets hotter every single night in the summertime, it seems. And is winter the payoff and why we actually freeze when you see us doing live streams and y'all want to call us out for wearing like winter jackets. How's it going, everybody? My name is Steven and I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. I hope you guys would like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for future notifications. And why should you do that? Well, it's simple. We do updates on this channel every day, whether it's a regular daytime update like we're doing right now, pre-recorded, or live streams on Fridays and Saturday nights. We have something for everybody every single day. Hope you guys would like, share, subscribe. Leave us a comment below and tell us what your first experience in a super hot climate was like. Was it Vegas? Was it Phoenix? Was it somewhere in Texas? Was it Florida? What was your real feel on that? Because we have a different type of heat here in the Southwest. I want to hear your comments below. Or if you live in a cold climate, why do you prefer a cold climate? I mean, I'm from Alberta, Canada originally. It's a small town called Calgary. It's not that small. I just say that because some people don't know that, and it's funny to me. But moving here from there, it was definitely an eye-opener. If you guys want to support the channel, we have the Patreon. We're going to be doing a live stream for channel members and Patreons exclusive coming up this Thursday. And we also have your name in the credits, extra videos that you don't get on Patreon, and photos as well. And then the YouTube gets you the chat icon and stuff like that. So it's all good. It's all good. If you guys want to support us further, we got VegasFaceMask.com. Hockey season is among us. I am wearing the original 6 right now. We don't sell this one, but when you buy one at 25, you get one completely free. So it's like getting 2 for 25. My wife, Caroline, makes them, sends them out all over the country for free, mind you. We ship out to Canada for 15 bucks. The UK is $20, $25, depending on the order where it's going in Europe. So yeah, VegasFaceMask.com. No S at the end. Go check those out if you guys want to. But today's topic is absolutely the heat. Yesterday here in Vegas, it was 81 degrees. Today it's going to be 66. That's the ups and downs of the winter time out here. One day it'll be hot, the next day it'll be windy, the day after that, or in a single 24-hour period, it'll go hot, windy, cold, hot, windy, cold. And it goes the opposite way too. But that's not what you're really interested in, right? You're interested in how hot does it get here in July and August, and how bad is it really? It can be pretty bad. I'm not going to lie to you and call you say that it's a beautiful thing to be walking around when it's 110 degrees every single day. And for the record, July is the hottest month here, but it's going to feel warm the entire time. We got 90s coming up, and it's only going to be coming into April in a few days. So just to give you an idea of how quickly it can get hot out here. But how bad is it? Well, it's really dependent on what your tolerant level is. People can go to Furnace Creek in Death Valley right next door just to play a round of golf and be in 125 degrees and feel just fine. But I'd say for most people, it's going to be incredibly uncomfortable to be walking around outside for extended periods in the summertime, July, August. And that's what I'm going to really focus on, the July, August months out here. Most stores you go to, when the doors slide open, they have what's called an air curtain that forces cold air down on you because they want to keep the cold air in and the hot air outside. But it's like going out into an oven when you're not used to it. First time I ever stepped into the heat in a climate like this, it was incredibly hot and it just boiled me to death. It was not very nice. But you get used to it over time. But it's kind of like going into an oven. And when people say it's a dry heat, okay, that's true, but so is your oven. And so is a convection oven when that heat kicks up and the wind kind of slowly gets around you and engulfs you. So yeah, it's a dry heat. Turn your oven on about 125 degrees because that's what the still air temperature is going to be like. There are all these people, especially old timers that are in the city, that'll tell you about that time it was 130 degrees. And funny, being from Canada, I've realized that people do the same thing in those cold climates. They'll say that time it was 70 below. Probably never happened. It might have felt that way. But for the record, the official hottest day ever on record here was somewhere in 117 degrees here in Las Vegas. It gets hotter in the valleys down in Laughlin and down in Phoenix, of course, but it was 117 here. It happened a few times in the last decade or so. That's a point where airplanes no longer work the same way, so they have to change fuel on the airplanes. It kind of changes how air travel works. I mean, everything gets hot and it just gets intolerable, so it's pretty bad, I would say. But what about survivalism? Survivalism of the fittest. How do you get around in those temperatures? Well, first of all, you're going to drink a lot of water, and that's one big problem that happens here. If you're a tourist, if you're vacationing here, you might find yourselves drinking a lot of alcohol because that's what Vegas is all about, Charlie Brown. And if you drink alcohol, that's all well and good, but it's going to basically dehydrate you. And that's what alcohol does. You get thirsty when you drink alcohol because you get dehydrated. Then you want to drink some more alcohol, then you get more dehydrated. It's a constant battle. So yeah, survivalism, drink a lot of water. Stay inside during the hottest parts of the day. That's why Vegas gets so busy at nighttime during the summer months, because it's absolutely disgustingly hot in the daytime and people can go outside when the sun goes down at nighttime. But that might not even save you, because it gets hotter each night in some cases. When we go into a hot spell in this town, what'll happen is the first night, the first day, it might be 112 degrees during the daytime and 90 degrees at night. And then slowly but surely, as that hot spell kind of continues on, you're going to find that it gets hotter every single night. So 90, 91, 92, sometimes it'll be 96 degrees at night. I've seen my thermometer, my digital clock, my Google Home device, say that it was 100 degrees at 2 in the morning. That's pretty darn hot. And those are honest temperatures. That's with no sun shining on you, and it's weird. And what's also weird about that is that winter is the ultimate payoff. And what'll happen if you're out here in the summertime, you go through the whole entire summer. You might even have a long extended summer, which we used to call an Indian summer, but that might offend some people. So I'm just going to call it an extended summer. Okay. So we call it an extended summertime into September, into October. It can still be 100 degrees every single day. But then what'll happen is this glorious thing. One day you'll wake up, you'll go outside, and it will just be a lot colder in the morning times. Now, to you, it's incredibly cold. This happens in the summertime too, mind you, but it's a lot less pronounced in the summertime. Now, what's happening is finally that heat spell is broken, and all of a sudden it's only 80 degrees in the morning time, but to you, it feels like it's a lot cooler. You can literally feel cool air on you, even though to most people, it would be hot air. And speaking of that, why do we freeze in the summertime or in the wintertime? Why do you see us on live streams wearing 2 or 3 layers? Well, that's because we do have a transition where our bodies will actually make an adjustment to it. I kind of put it like this, like, folks from upper peninsula Michigan, people from Canada, people from Montana, people from South Dakota. I can name all the coldest states in the United States, and pretty much all of Canada gets pretty darn cold, especially in the western part where they have Arctic air that comes down. When you guys go out and get your mail, you might wear a t-shirt like I'm wearing right now, and you might say it's not that cold. Now, if I showed up after living here since 2004, then I would basically freeze myself silly. I would be out there going, how can you go out without a winter jacket on? You'd be laughing at me going, ha, you get used to it. And that's the same thing that happens down here. That's the funniest part about it. You will get used to this heat if you live out here for long enough. Some people, of course, get used to it a little bit more than others. I remember when I worked on the Strip as a timeshare promoter and marketer for years, there was times when I was younger that I would stay out in that sun the entire day, because money to my family and the situation we were in was that important. And you just put it in the back of your mind if you want to focus on it. And that's the thing about this town. People are very resilient. Construction crews will go out more or less at night, but if something needs to be done in the daytime, they'll still be out there. The Metropolitan Police Department will still be out there during the daytime, wearing their entire police uniform setup, whatever you want to call it. And they'll still be working even though it's super hot. People will still find a way in the desert, even though it's ridiculously hot at some times. And the hottest I've ever seen it out here, just so you guys know, I took a meat thermometer one day. This is a little short aside. And I stuck it on just a yellow canopy that we had that was on one of those big, huge beach umbrellas. That meat thermometer, digital meat thermometer, read 127 degrees Fahrenheit. That is incredibly hot. I'm not sure what the equivalent is. Let's ask Siri what that is. What's 127 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius? 52.8 degrees Celsius. That was what the temperature felt like out there with the sun beating down on you. There's a couple of different interesting things just to close out this video. If you ever want to look up something fun, look up the Vdara Death Ray. The Vdara is one of the properties and resorts over at the city center. It's spelled V as in Victor, D as in David, A, R as in Robert, A. And the Vdara Death Ray was a phenomenon where when they built the building, they built it basically on a curve. So what would happen was at the pool, there would be parts of the pool where the sun would actually focus down like a magnifying glass. When we were kids, we used to, burn little bits of paper with magnifying glasses. Can't do that anymore. They make the glasses different now. You can't actually make fire happen. But that was what was happening at the pool. There was actual destroyed plastic. People put a CD case out there or a plastic bag and it would melt. And that's how harsh and how hot the sun can get out here in Vegas. And to me, it's just a fantastic thing that so many people manage to live out here and make it home. And if you guys do decide to come out here and make it home, you'll probably be okay. You'll probably slowly learn how to survive. I don't think you're going to be any worse for the wear at the end. And the big payoff is this. When everybody's complaining about the ice and the snowstorms on the East Coast and everywhere in the Midwest, you're sitting here complaining that you're a little bit cold because the temperature is only a high of 40 degrees today, and it might freeze tonight. And that's where we got to count our blessings, folks. So that's my video today, and I'm sticking to it. Share your tips and tricks for coming here in the summertime. I would love to hear them in the comments below. And what was it like the first time you came here? Were you here in the summertime? Was it the hottest you've ever experienced in your life, or have you seen more? There's some real heroes that have fought over in the Middle East and over in places like Afghanistan and Iran and Iraq for our freedoms, and I'm sure they can share some stories because they have to wear more gear than anybody, and it's way hotter over there. So if you're one of our people that have served, I salute you and I thank you. And maybe you want to share your story in the comments below too. So now's the time of the video where I say my name is Steven and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. Please do like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for the future notifications. If you guys want to support us, of course, Patreon channel memberships are great ways to do that. We have a really great dialogue going on in a conversation group on Not Leaving Las Vegas on Facebook. And of course, VegasFaceMask.com. These are the only 2 face masks you'll ever need. See how it goes around the back of my head, not my ears? Yeah, that loop just goes right around there. Doesn't fall down while I'm talking to you. My wife makes them. We have 60 different designs on VegasFaceMask.com, and they're the best you'll ever need. I mean, you got to wear them in most places, even if you live in a state that doesn't have them mandated. Heck, people are still requiring them in the stores, so you might as well wear the best two ever and support the channel in the process. Now's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. So y'all ready for this? I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and click!